Go ahead, Al. Well, anyway, yung pinalakpakan nyo kanina, para maintindihan natin, yung previous meeting natin, at ayun ang nilalaman. And 1 year thereafter, nagawa na natin yung lahat ng dapat magawa sa 20% development fund, which we will report later. Ms. Ausiego is still recognized.
May we now call on the Honorable City Mayor Enrico Recom Echiverri for the State of the City address.
Thank you, Ms. Ausiego, for a very wonderful introduction of this humble representation. Pasensya niyo na dahil Ausiego just boarded the ship. She just boarded the Recom ship. Medyo stiff pa siya. She came from the previous ship, which sank already. Okay, you can now sit down. Thank you. Thank you again, Ms. Ausiego of the City Planning Office. Pati tuloy ko, naging stiff. Ambassador Puri Echiverri, who is seated next to Ambassador Alfredo Yao, who is in one of my meetings with him, dreamt of becoming a congressman too of Caloocan City. Hindi ko lang alam kung anong distrito. Members of the City Council, councilors Nora Nubla, Councilor Rose Mercado, Councilor Teben Kunanan, Councilor Chito Abel, Councilor Susan Punsalan, Councilor Dante Prado, other members of the City Council, Father Eli Balboa, Father Arcilia, Father Tom Flores, and my favorite priest who always gives me his best religious advice, there somewhere in Quezon City, Father Marlo Lemare, who just gave a very, very beautiful invocation. Our DILG Director, J. Timbreza, our new Chief of Police, Senior Superintendent Jude W. Santos. W stands for Washington. Chief Inspector Ruel Jeremy Diaz, our City Fire Marshal. Superintendent Lyndon Torres, our Jail Warden. Our beloved District Superintendent, Caloocan Division of City Schools, Ma'am Cora Gonzalez. our number one taxpayer, the Manila North Tollways Corporation, represented by Pastor Rob. Also, our number one taxpayer, Mercury Drug Corporation, Bonifacio Monument Circle. Toyota Balintawak Incorporated, represented by a very good golfer, Rolly Malik. Philippine Business Bank, represented by the owner himself, Ambassador Fred Yao. Caritas Caloocan, Holy Trinity Church of Caloocan, Lions Club, Pinakbuklod, Caloocan City, Rotary Clubs of different clubs in Caloocan, Caloocan Monumento, the Seroptimist International of Silangan, NAN, Philippine National Red Cross, our different NGOs, nasan po ang ating mga NGOs, tumayo po sila lahat at palakpakan natin sila. Andun sila sa likod. Galing pa po sila sa Guam. Our barangay officials from zones 1 to 16. Kanina, halos kamayan ko lahat ng barangay officials. Pag upo ko rito, naka-receive on text from zone 6. Mayor, nalagpasan niyo po ang Zone 6. Binabati ko ang Zone 6 ngayon. Nasa na Zone 6? Ayun, hindi pala ako nakaabot dun, no? Pero special kayo ngayon. Sa ating po lahat ng mga representatives ng different homeowners associations, our parish pastoral councils, private sectors, business sectors, and different cooperatives. Sa inyo po lahat, magandang araw. Very nice day po sa inyong lahat. This world has a past. This world has a present. This world has a future. And I'm now presenting to you the past of Caloocan City. Years ago, Caloocan City had a reputation for being crime-infested, grossly underdeveloped and mismanaged, where vice and gang wars were prevalent. The city's revenue barely increased. I had inherited a tremendous amount of obligations from my predecessor to the tune of nearly 2 billion pesos. There was limited infrastructure, undeveloped and bumpy roads, lack of classrooms and other necessary public facilities. Even there was lack or absence of addressing the bills on utilities of the City Hall. Worse, public service was relegated to the background. Parang walang pamahalaan noon. Ang basura, gabundok, bawat kanto. Ang monumento, todo traffic. Ginawang one-way, halos one-way o sinarahan ang monumento. You still remember J-Dwell Parking Corporation, who even filed several cases against Mayor Recom Echiverri. And for your information, all these cases were all dismissed by the Office of the President, the Ombudsman, the DILG, the Court of Appeals, and the Regional Trial Court. In other words, Caloocan City emerged victorious on the battle against J-Dwell Corporation. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, Caloocan was a place where growth and development seemed to have stopped for many years. Napag-iwanan na tayo ng ating makaratig na lugar o lungsod. And that was the big challenge and responsibility that you, my dear people of Caloocan, has placed upon my shoulders in 2004. Now, barely 5 years later, 2009, the people of Caloocan have many reasons to feel proud about our city. The World Bank and the International Finance Corporation has named Caloocan City among the most business-friendly cities in the Philippines. being home to a good number of motorcycle dealers, the Caloocan City is now also known as the motorcycle capital of the Philippines. Palakpak po natin ang ating lungsod. In terms of revenue, we have registered a yearly increase of 12.29%, more than double the average of 5.45% in the previous administrations. In fact, our accumulated increase in the total income from 2004 to 2008, as you would see in our audiovisual presentation, is far greater than the total annual income of other cities in Metro Manila. We have earned the distinction of being top taxpayer in the government category, an award granted by the Bureau of Internal Revenue based on promptness of payments and growth rates. As a city, I am proud to say that we have contributed to achieve the revenue collection goals of our city. In 4 years, we have successfully wiped out almost 100% of the city's huge outstanding obligations incurred by the past administrations. Our Meralco debts alone, which reached close to 100 million pesos, has now been completely paid by the city government of Caloocan City. We have infused much-needed funds. But before I go further, regarding Meralco, I should discuss this because when we came in, we received billings, we received notices of disconnections, and in that indebtedness that we have with Meralco, kinausap natin ang Meralco for a restructuring of our obligations. Take note of this word, restructuring. I am telling you this because our barangay officials do also incur obligations with Meralco, even our city schools. So wag kayong, kung hindi nyo kayang bayaran, you ask for a restructuring with Meralco, and Meralco is willing naman na i-restructure ang inyong obligations. Okay? In 4 years, we have infused much-needed funds for various infrastructure. More than 2 billion pesos were appropriated for school buildings, roads, pathwalks, and footbridges, street lights, covered courts, barangay halls, and multipurpose facilities, daycare and health centers, improvement of water services, drainage canals, and various other facilities in a span of merely 4 years. And that's an average of 500 million pesos a year for our infrastructure. Currently, Caloocan holds the distinction of being the second cleanest city in Metro Manila, Marikina being the first. But considering the disparity in population and land area between these two cities, Marikina is a city of only 479,000 compared to Caloocan's 1.5 million population. Marikina has an area of 21.5 square kilometers against Caloocan's 53 square kilometers. Apart from that, our city has received the Out of the Box Award from the Mother Earth Foundation for our efforts and innovative solutions in ecological solid waste management. Let me take this opportunity, therefore, to thank our barangay officials who fully cooperated in the implementation of our materials recovery facility program and helping reduce Caloocan's garbage by as much as 27%. To all the barangay officials, this award goes to you. I just received it in your behalf. During this administration, we have also seen the transformation of Northern Caloocan or Caloocan Bukid, previously a much neglected portion of Metro Manila, into a revitalized